All right, guys, I'm heading out for work this morning, but just before anybody drives over this, I wanted to show you what the water did here. We had an epic rainstorm. I think they're saying anywhere from 10 to 15 inches of rain fell yesterday. Obviously, we got very, very lucky here. We just have a little bit of water seeping up through some cracks in the basement of the house, but the French drain did its job, redirected all the water. We did have some washouts here. I mean, you can see in some spots, this is all of about like a foot deep. The little gully that I carved in here on the edge of the driveway did its job, as well as eroded and made itself bigger. You could see how the water worked its way down here, pushing all this gravel and stone and stuff out onto the lawn. And then over here we had water coming down from all up in there, and it washed its way down. And this might be like the deepest part right in here. That's like a foot and a half deep in there, and you can see just how much it washed out. Currently we got a lot of gravel and stuff out in the bottom of the driveway and in the road here. We're gonna have to address that when I get home from work. But yeah, this is what we're looking at. I mean, I'm putting my whole foot down in there. You can see it's gone. There was massive flooding everywhere. I got called into work yesterday. Luckily, it wasn't that bad. It was just a couple small trees down. The winds and stuff weren't that bad. It was just a ton of rain. The marina where we keep our boat on the lake, several of the fingers of the docks in the marina got just ripped off, and there were whole sections of the marina floating in the Housatonic River, or Lake Zor, which is the lake that we keep the boat on. Both sides of the road leading up to the lake, there's a dam there. Both sides collapsed, caved in on each other. I'll include some pictures here on the screen of just the devastation that happened around our town here. Really, really epic torrential rains all day yesterday. Sarah and I toughed it out, and you know, everybody's in cleanup mode now here in southwestern Connecticut.
Well, we haven't even gotten to fix one problem before it started raining again. As you can see here, water's flowing down and filling up the gully, spilling over there, going down, and you know, this is the issue. So you're getting to see it live. Well, guys, the gully works. As you can see, you know, you just got to fine tune it, but it's working. Is the water coming up off the, no, it's not coming up off the wall yet, but got a lot of rain coming down right now. Well, guys, I'm already wet, so might as well show you what Cole is doing here. Thank goodness for a cab machine, but he's starting to dig out this little gully, and you know, it'll give a place for all the water to go. But as you can see, it's draining down here too, and just recreating what I already fixed with the lamp lane and the tractor. All this water, you can see this downpour. They're saying it's only like 10 minutes, but here you go. The water's already pouring down off the wall into the same spot. Now, the reason I'm not redoing this whole driveway right now is because we want to fix this wall and the drainage. We've already done the walkway. The wall is next. We're going to put in adequate drainage, and once all that drainage for the wall is in place, then I plan on tackling the driveway once and for all and doing a more permanent solution for this. But for right now, we're just trying to get it so that when we have these big heavy downpours, the whole driveway doesn't wash out into the road like it currently is. You can see it's all just coming down here from this new area we regraded in the fall. I mean, it's not perfect. We did what we could, but all that water from the French drain is now coming out here and coming down. So I think we need, what the ultimate solution would be, to extend the daylighting of this drain out farther, past the fence, into the woods there, where it can seep into, you know, all the topsoil and stuff, and not just flow over the grass like it is, because that's a lot of water coming down, and I think that's just adding to the issues. Guys, you can't make this up. The rain just stopped, as you can kind of see. I am fully soaking wet. I was outside the whole time. I let my buddy Cole, well, not let him. He was already in the excavator. He's much more experienced operating excavators than I am. And let me show you what we got going on here. I don't know. This might be a lost cause trying to do this right now. So we got the water that was coming down, and this gully, it's been draining down here, and we quickly cut in just a little bit more so that it wouldn't wash out during that downpour. But what we got going on here is that water was coming down this way and washing out the center of the driveway. So we quickly cut in a little ditch going through this area that's supposed to have the new firewood stand at some point, but we haven't gotten around to that. So we cut in a quick ditch to just keep it off the driveway. And now, as the water's all draining out, we're gonna try and clean this up and dig a you know, somewhat permanent slash, you know, rough ditch here going up the driveway. And I'm gonna scoop up all the dirt with the tractor and put it in the back of the dumpster, or just dump it off into the woods. we got the swale, drainage ditch, whatever you want to call it, cut in up to about here. We just broke another tooth on the bucket, so we got that replaced. But as you can see, it's nice and wide on the bottom. The water has plenty of room to spread out and slow down. And I still got to decide whether or not I'm going to put down the geotextile before I put down the riprap. But I need to price it out and see how much I'm actually going to need, because this is deeper than I was picturing. But I think this ultimately will be the solution here, at least for the time being, until we redo the entire driveway. All right, it's not perfect, but I think it'll do the trick. It's definitely not as pretty as the one over here, but this is really rocky. I think this was probably a little bit easier digging just because it was, you know, the lawn over there. But even when I dug out this thing for the firewood stand, there was a lot of rock. But that should be adequate, I'm thinking. It's about 1.5 buckets wide. Right here, it got a little narrow because there was a big rock that I didn't want to have to dig out and disturb the driveway and everything, but it's looking pretty good. All right, guys, here comes the truck. Just in time. Just got the geofabric down, so should be good to go here in a second. All right, there we go. Now you can see this stuff, guys. It's like, you know, 1.5 to 2 inch. He called it 1.25 inch, but he said it runs big. I was thinking about doing like full-size riprap, but then I wouldn't be able to drive over it, and it wouldn't really blend in with the driveway gravel all that well. So we decided to go with this, and he is very confident that no matter how much water we got, because we have the material, the fabric down, it shouldn't run away. So hopefully he's right. just tracking the machine up here, and I noticed I felt the truck pop off. It's not off all the way, but it is off the idler and the rear sprocket, so we gotta fix that. Looking pretty good. Got this one side done, all filled in with the rock. We got a bunch left over there. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to fill in this other side completely, but at the very least it'll be enough to hold the fabric in place until I can get some more. But you know, this side looks good. I'm letting it you know, be a little bit higher than the driveway. That way, you know, as it compacts and kind of settles a little bit, hopefully it'll, you know, eventually meet the grade. And like I said, I'm also planning on bringing in more gravel for the driveway itself to top dress this at a later date. I'm just trying to get this done because we are going on vacation this Saturday for a week up to Cape Cod. That's where we go every year, and we're going up with both sides of the family this year. So that should be interesting. So I'm really trying to get this done. I really wanted this side done as the priority. That way, in case we get another big rainstorm while we're gone, it doesn't, you know, wash it out the ditch again. So now let's get some rock on this side to just hold that in place. Guys, my other camera ran out of battery during that last section, spreading out the stone in this second ditch here. So let me show you what we got. Here is the second ditch. Here is where the pile of gravel once was. Cleaned it up as best I could with the excavator and just kind of tracked it in, you know, the remnants there. But we had just enough, not really, but just enough to fill in this trench over here. There's some spots where the geofabric is still poking through. You can see some, you know, poking through right there, and some other spots where it's a little thin up on the edges. This trench was definitely a little bit deeper, especially over here where I kind of cut into the bank here. I will definitely have to like taper that out and obviously get rid of all of the spoils from that trench. I was just kind of dumping them there yesterday because it was fast and quick, but now that I have the trench filled in, I can track over the trench or go in with the tractor or the mini skid steer or whatever piece of equipment to get it out. But this looks good. I came in with the tractor and kind of scraped up the little bit of grass that was in between here. I actually pushed back the driveway a little bit to make it a little wider here at the apron to make it easier for trucks and trailers to come in. But it looks good. It's definitely not the prettiest thing in the world, but sorry, my camera was fogging up. It's definitely not the prettiest thing in the world, but I think it should get the job done. This side is what I was really worried about with just eating away, because most of the water seemed to come down this side. As you can see, there's gravel and stuff in the lawn. I'll have to hit that with the back blower tomorrow, but it all looks pretty good, and I'm happy I got it done. At this point now I can leave for vacation and not worry too much about the driveway totally washing out. So before it gets too dark, I'm gonna hop on the tractor quickly with the land plane and just kind of grade out all these humps and bumps and spots and stuff where we made some ruts, and that'll be it for tonight.